Angry is the first single from our new album called Hackney Diamonds, which is why we're in Hackney.
Nearly 50 years after its release, the Rolling Stones are bringing back an album that divided critics, shocked fans, and marked the start of a brand new era for the band. But this isn't just a reissue. It's a time capsule packed with unheard recordings, hidden collaborations, and a long-lost concert that fans thought would never see the light of day. Even more surprising, buried inside this release might be a clue about the Stones' future, hinting at new music and a tour no one thought possible. The Black and Blue reissue announcement. On November 14th, the Rolling Stones will release a super deluxe edition of Black and Blue, their 1976 studio album that marked the debut of Ronnie Wood. At first glance, it sounds like just another remaster. But this reissue is on a completely different level. It comes in both a 5 LP vinyl box set and a 4 CD box, each one loaded with extras designed to take fans deeper into the mid-70s Stones than ever before. Inside the box, fans will find a hardback book filled with rare photos and behind-the-scenes stories, plus a replica tour poster from that era. But what makes this release so unusual isn't just the packaging. It's what's hidden in the music. Alongside the remastered album are tracks pulled straight from the vaults, recordings that have been locked away for nearly 5 decades. For longtime Stones followers, this isn't just a reissue. It's a chance to hear the band in a way they've never been heard before. And just when fans thought they knew what Black and Blue had to offer, the Stones are revealing surprises that rewrite the story of this album entirely. Unreleased studio sessions. One of the biggest surprises in this reissue is the stack of unreleased studio sessions that never made the original cut. Back in the mid-70s, the Stones were experimenting heavily, searching for a new direction after the departure of Mick Taylor. Those experiments brought in some unexpected names: guitar legend Jeff Beck, blues guitarist Harvey Mandel, and the one and only Billy Preston, often called the Fifth Beatle. For years, fans only heard whispers about these collaborations. Some of the tapes were said to be buried, others dismissed as incomplete jams. But now, for the first time, they're being officially released. These sessions capture the band in a rare state, loose, daring, and open to outside influences in a way they hadn't been before. Hearing Jeff Beck trade licks with Keith Richards is something rock fans thought they would never experience. Add in Billy Preston's soulful touch on keyboards, and suddenly Black and Blue feels less like a straightforward Stones record and more like a snapshot of a band testing the limits of its sound. It's messy, it's raw, but that's exactly why it matters. These recordings show a side of the Stones that's been hidden for nearly 50 years. But the music isn't the only treasure buried in this set, because the Stones also decided to unlock a piece of live history fans have been begging for: the Blu-ray treasure. As if the unreleased studio sessions weren't enough, the Stones decided to open up their live archives too. Tucked inside the box set is a Blu-ray that captures one of the band's most elusive performances, the 1976 Paris concert at Les Abattoirs. For decades, this show existed only as a grainy TV broadcast, passed around by collectors and whispered about by diehard fans. Now, for the first time, it's being presented in pristine quality, straight from the source. And that's not all. The Blu-ray also includes brand new Dolby Atmos mixes of Black and Blue itself, along with the legendary 1976 Earl's Court concert. Imagine hearing the Stones at full volume, with every guitar riff and vocal layered in modern surround sound. It's the closest thing to standing in the crowd back in '76. What makes this even more powerful is the timing. The mid-70s weren't just another era for the Stones. They were a turning point, a time when the band had to prove they still had the fire after years of chaos. Seeing them on stage in Paris, hungry and unpredictable, gives fans a glimpse of the band at their most dangerous. But the story doesn't stop in the past. Because while the reissue celebrates history, there are growing signs that the Stones are quietly building towards something new. New music rumors and studio work. The Black and Blue reissue might feel like a deep dive into the past.
Very different than working with the Rolling Stones. So I get really excited.
But hidden between the lines is a much bigger story, one that points directly to the Stones' future. Over the last few months, producer Andrew Watt the man behind Hackney Diamonds, has let it slip that the band has been back in the studio. Watt's reputation for pulling legendary artists into modern form makes this revelation impossible to ignore. If he's working with the Stones again, it's not just about polishing up old material. Something new is brewing. Rumors suggest the sessions could lead to a follow-up album, a companion piece to Hackney Diamonds that pushes the band even further. Others believe they may release smaller projects, singles, EPs, or even collaborations with younger artists, much like they've hinted at in interviews. Whatever the case, the fact that Mick, Keith, and Ronnie are still actively recording at this stage is nothing short of astonishing. For fans, it raises the stakes. This reissue isn't just a nostalgia trip. It might be the prelude to the Stones' next chapter. And if new music really is on the horizon, it sets up one burning question. When will they take it back to the stage? Touring possibilities.
I hear the sweet.
If the possibility of new music wasn't enough, the Stones may have even bigger plans waiting in the wings. Recently, Keith Richards' son, Marlon, revealed that the band has been talking about a European tour. Nothing is officially announced yet, but the very idea of the Stones gearing up for another run has fans buzzing. At their age, every tour feels historic. It's not just another string of concerts. It's a reminder that this band, after more than 6 decades, still refuses to slow down. For many fans, the thought of seeing Mick and Keith tear across Europe again feels almost impossible, and yet, it may be closer than anyone expected. Speculation is already swirling. Will it be a farewell run, one last chance to see the Stones before they finally call it a day? Or will it mark the beginning of a brand new phase, tied to the fresh music they've been recording? Either way, if the Stones step back onto a European stage, it won't just be a tour. It'll be an event that echoes across generations. But the real question isn't just about touring or recording. It's about how these moves, past, present, and future, all connect to tell the story of a band that simply refuses to die. The bigger picture. Looking at the bigger picture, this reissue isn't just about reviving an old album. It's about showing how the Stones still know how to surprise their audience. Black and Blue was once seen as a transitional record, a bridge between eras. But now, with unreleased sessions, restored concerts, and hints of new music, it feels more like a statement. It proves the band's story isn't finished. In a way, the Black and Blue box set does 2 things at once. It gives fans a front row seat to the band's most experimental phase, while also planting seeds of what's to come. The timing feels deliberate. As the Stones prepare to push into yet another chapter of their career, they're reminding the world of just how many times they've reinvented themselves, and how dangerous it is to ever count them out. So whether the European tour rumors come true, or a new album takes shape, one thing is clear. This reissue isn't just about the past. It's a doorway to the future, and the Rolling Stones are making sure the world knows they're not done writing their story. The Black and Blue reissue isn't just a box set. It's a reminder of why the Rolling Stones remain untouchable icons of rock. From the unreleased studio sessions that reveal hidden sides of the band, to the Blu-ray concert that puts you in the heart of their 76 performances, every element tells a story of risk, reinvention, and raw talent. At the same time, the hints of new music and the possibility of a European tour show that the Stones aren't content to rest on their legacy. They're still creating, still experimenting, still shocking fans decades into their career. Black and Blue becomes more than an album. It's a bridge connecting the band's past triumphs to the surprises that lie ahead. For fans, collectors, and anyone who's ever been captivated by Mick, Keith, Charlie, and Ronnie, this release isn't just nostalgia. It's proof that the Rolling Stones are still very much alive, still unpredictable, and still capable of changing the game. And as they look toward the future, one thing is certain. With the Stones, the story is never truly over.